We moved into our house just a few weeks ago. The former tenants didn't seem to care about lawn care. What we moved into was basically a beautiful home that you couldn't see from the streets. The trees were overgrown, the bushes looked like something out of a nightmare movie, and the grass was so long I think Jimmy Hoffa's body was still inside. We decided it was time to do something about it, and so we got all of our boots on, we got our hats on, we got our sunscreen on, our bug screen on, and got all the tools together, and we decided it was time to tackle this monster. There we were, cutting tree limbs down, moving things, cutting everything that needed to be cut, digging up things, and by the time we were done, two things were obvious. Number one, we really did have a house you could see from the street. And number two, we had quite a mess on our hands. About halfway through this mess, it looked worse than we had begun. Tree limbs were everywhere. It looked like Katrina had just moved through our yard and knocked everything down. We measured everything up, and we had the lawn clippings and the bushes about the size of a city bus. I'm not kidding. It was huge. After we burned what we could burn and chopped up what we could chop up, we now have it about the size of a large pickup truck. We're making headway. Reminded me of what Paul said in Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. He said, "Be confident of this one thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will carry it out until the day of completion in Christ Jesus." You may have come to Christ and thought to yourself, I'm still just a big mess. You may know people in your family or church that are claiming to be Christians and they're still a big mess. I want to encourage you about two things. Number one, if you know people who are still a big mess, give them some breaks. Just cut them some slack. We're all still being worked on by Jesus and none of us are perfect. Relax. If you're down on yourself or other people are down on you because you're not yet perfect, you don't have it all together, I want to tell you, just relax. Be who you are. God saved you. He loves you. He's working on you. And while you may look like a gigantic mess of a person, a busload of problems, don't worry. If He works on you, you'll come down to a truck size and a car size. And one day, when Jesus comes back, you'll be perfect. Until then, just smile. Life's good. I'm Stephen Zemanek, and I'll see you next time.